Okay, welcome geometry students to the second half of the lesson. Let's hope this one goes a little bit shorter. I kind of took that one a little far, but I think the concept is pretty simple. Now, we talked about lines of symmetry, which was drawing a line through something and seeing if it has exactly the same on one side as the other. That's one thing that's reflectional, because you have to look like a reflection. Symmetry, reflectional symmetry. Now we're going to look at rotational symmetry. Now, the idea is, here's the most basic idea. Any shape, I'm going to look at this shape in particular, has rotational symmetry of 360 degrees. If I take something and turn it 360 degrees all the way around once, it has the same shape. Well, that's kind of silly, so let's not worry about that. What I want to know is if it has a rotational symmetry of 180 degrees or less. So can I turn it upside down and it still looks the same? Can I take something and turn it upside down? Okay, so let's look at this. Put this here. So it says, does the figures here have rotational symmetry? So it has to be able to turn 180 degrees at least and still look the same. So here's the point of symmetry they put in the middle. And my question is, if I turn it upside down, I'm going all the way. Let's look at that arrow. Still looks different, still looks different, still looks different, still looks different. Until I get to 180 degrees. Yes. Write it upside down so we get really confused. I look at that equilateral triangle next. Well, now the good thing about the equilateral triangle is I don't have to get to 180 degrees. And actually, it doesn't have 180 degree symmetry. Because if I took this one and I turned it 180 degrees around, it would look something like this, which is not the same. Okay? It does have symmetry at 60 degrees. If I turn it and 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 stop, at that turn, it looks exactly the same. I think I even see a flaw in their drawing, but we know what it is. So yes, this has rotational symmetry. Next one. This one is like crescent moon shaped thing. So that means if I turn it 180 degrees, I take the paper, look how it's going. See how like the banana looks like it's looking down? Right? I put a face on it. He's looking down. I turn the page 180 degrees. The banana, he's looking up. So no, upside down. Here's a good one. The heart. The heart does not. A heart only has one direction. Kind of because the way it's made with this little point here. So there's no other way that this looks like a right side heart. There's only one way a heart looks correct. Right? With the point on the bottom and the little M on top. So this is no. Finally, this one. Square on its side. Well, this one, if I turn it 90 degrees, same shape. So yes, 90 degrees. So look at that for a second and think about that. Think about how to have rotational symmetry, it has to be less than 180 degrees. So it means if I turn the paper upside down or less, I'll get the same shape. Okay. Now, point symmetry only works when you have 180. So this one has point, because the only way you can get the right way is 180. and this one has point. Okay? So point symmetry means you can rotate it 180, but really that's the only one. Okay? This doesn't have point symmetry, because if you do 180, it doesn't have it. You can do it at 60. It has rotational symmetry, just not point symmetry. Okay, so let's make things a little less confusing, and let's look at this one. Okay, so this shape. The figure at right have rotational symmetry. And what is the angle of rotation? Well, this kind of funny shape here, if I rotate it 90, doesn't look anything like it, right? If I rotate it like 60, nothing like it, right? The only way I get the same shape back is at 180. Well, that's the right shape. That's good, because it's got this little boxy end here and a little boxy end here on the left-hand side. So we look at the other side, right? 180 degrees the other way. Look at that. Works out nicely. So yes. And what is the angle of rotation? The angle of rotation is 180 degrees. Because that's the one where we get the symmetry at 180. Now, does the figure have point symmetry? We say yes. Because as we said, point symmetry means the object has rotational symmetry of 180 degrees, which ours does. Now, if it was 90 degrees, it wouldn't have point symmetry. Okay, but because it's 180, it's just a definition. They call it point symmetry. All right, guys, I'm glad I made this one a little shorter. All right, bye-bye.